Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Rest of today's videos, Thursday and Thursdays, I try to do Thursday's Thirsty Thoughts, where I come up with some topic that's hopefully engaging, get those comments going, we get some conversations going. Everyone is happy. Well, at least I'm happy. I love that. Hard for me to do live streams, so it's the easiest way for me with my schedule to be able to interact with people who watch. So, can't Google. All right, I'm going to make the title something like, don't Google it or whatever. So this was a topic that came into my head. I was reviewing a Weyerbacher beer for a Stellar Saturday, and I said in that review, I don't even know if Weyerbacher's a brewery at this point. I don't know if they still make Sunday Morning Stout. And it got me thinking, what are some other beers that I used to drink a lot of that I actually don't even know if they make anymore? So that's the whole thing. So don't Google it. So I want to hear yours where you're I want you to stop and think, right? And be like, man, what are some beers that I used to have a lot and I actually don't know if they still make those beers? So for me, it's clearly ones I haven't had in a long time, but I also haven't seen at the store or, if I'm out at a craft beer bar or whatever. And so here's some ones that pretty quickly came to my head. And again, in the comment section, what are some for you? And don't Google them and know the answer yet. Then we can go and Google them. Or I guess you can think about them, then Google, and then the comments tell me, I didn't know if this one was around, and I found out it is or isn't. But anyway, so I still haven't looked up if Weyerbacher's Sunday Morning Stout, if they still are a company, because I know they got bought and then they were brewing, but I don't even know where they're at right now. And if they are still brewing, I still don't know if they make Sunday Morning Stout. I remember Matt at Massive Beer Reviews got one, I want to say it was last year, but post-COVID, my sense of when things happened, in a timeline is way screwed up. I don't know. That might have been 2 years ago at this point. So I really don't know. Not to pick on Pennsylvania breweries again, but Victory's Dirt Wolf, I used to love that beer, and I have not seen it in a long time. Have no idea if they still brew it. They had another one that came out around that time. Was it something like Hop Ranch, I think? If I remember correctly, that one had that distinct oniony kind of IPA vibe to it. That's another one I haven't seen in a long time. Abita's Purple Haze, one of the craft beers that really got me into craft beer. I'm pretty sure they still make it. I think I saw 2 or 3 years ago, which makes me think they probably still do make it. Samuel Adams Cherry Wheat, another one that when I was first getting into craft beer, I really like those fruity beers, like beers with fruit in them specifically, not like beers that were brewed that have fruity esters that you kind of get, or like an IPA where you can kind of taste fruit, but beers that actually had fruit in them. Purple Haze was a big one. We got a lot of Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, and then more local to me, Saranac's Blackberry Wheat, which is another one I haven't seen in a long time. And again, even though they're actually pretty local to me, I couldn't tell you too many beers Saranac is making at the moment, which is more on me because they definitely have seen them at the store. They still do make a decent amount of beers. But yeah, so those are ones that really quickly came into my head. Hey, these are ones I used to drink a lot of, and I'm not even sure if they make anymore. And now that I've filmed this video, I am going to look up if they still make these beers. So what are yours? What are the ones that you'd have to actually Google to see, do they still make that beer? Comment section below. Let's get those conversations going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.